Hi everyone, thank you for joining me in my online workouts. My name is Jessica Parasier, and today we're going to be doing a bit of a dynamic warm-up, and then we're going to take this to the mat and we're going to be focusing on opening the hips, because I'm sure that all of us at some point have experienced the tightness of our hips because we love to sit and we love to sit in this posture. So when you're ready, you're going to come join me here. Nice big deep breath in and release. Two more like this. And release, one more, and then I'm going to turn on a bit of a diagonal and release. Place your hands on your knees. You're just going to round that spine as you breathe in, and then breathing out with a gentle gaze forward, breathing in, rounding that spine, and breathing out. We'll do two more like this, please. Last one, then we're going to stand up and we're going to do what I like to call a waiter's bow or a deadlift. When you're ready, round it all the way up, hands to the hip or hands to the front. Little micro bend in the knee, hinging forward so you feel a light stretch in the thighs, but notice that my spine is not rounding. So just a little hinge forward and back up. So what that's doing is help creating some length in the back of the hips so those muscles are a little bit warmed up before we go into static stretches. Two more like this, please. Last one, then we'll do a couple of quick squats, stand it up, and then breathe in as you sit down, breathe out as you stand up. So same thing, we're just trying to get some blood flowing to those muscles. So a bit of a dynamic warm up, and then we're gonna go into static stretches. That means static stretching, we hold the stretches on average for about 15 to 30 seconds. Last one all the way through. Then we're gonna get step wide and we're gonna warm up those inner thighs. So when you're ready, a bit of an angle, and then just bend and center. Bend and center. Added challenge, reach and center. Reach and center. Feeling a light stretch in your inner thigh muscles. Two more. Finish it all the way up. Beautiful. Give me some shoulder rolls. And then we're going to take this down to the mat. So come on down and join me here. We're going to start with butterfly, the bottom of the feet. Now, if you're having a really hard time that you can't actually sit on the ground, go grab a book, some sort of block, something that you can sit on so that you're a little higher off the ground so that you can get your pelvis into neutral posture. So when you're ready, grabbing yourself by the ankles, you don't have to bring the toes together. This isn't about bringing the chest down. This is about having a nice long spine and opening through the groin. Now, I'm not here to show off my range of motion today, so I'm going to be focusing on neutral alignment. And I want you to start thinking about that breath. So maybe a bit more of a yoga breath if that works for you. We're going to do breath in through the nose and breath out through the nose. If it's more comfortable for you to breathe out through your mouth, that's completely fine. So just sitting here for a couple more moments. Enjoying the solitude and the quietness around you, if you're lucky enough. And then when you're ready, we're going to release all of that. We're going to do a little twisting activity. So if you're feeling up to it, we're going to take this leg, we're going to step it over. Now, if you're not able to connect your big toe to your mat, no big deal. You're not going to do the crossover, but instead, you're going to be here. So either option one, for those of you who don't have the range of motion to get it over, option two if you're able, but the thing is get that big toe connected to the mat, and then I want you to get this foot activated. I don't want you to just lazy. Because think about reciprocal inhibition as that's when muscles fire and then other muscles will relax to let this happen. The next thing we're going to do is come give our knee a little hug. But first, lengthen the spine, give yourself a little hug, and then when you're ready, you can reach behind you. And stay right here is option one. Option two, nice stacked spine, gentle gaze over that shoulder if you're able to. I'm going to release this a bit so I can explain what's going on. You should feel some opening on the side of the glutes here. You may potentially also feel it up into your hamstring. And sometimes people say that they feel it in their adductors. Also the obliques and some opening through the chest. We're gonna stay there for a couple more moments, and then we're gonna do a reverse figure four. In 3, 2, and then release that breath. You can choose to stay right here. Grab onto that foot just to get some feedback, and then you just hinge forward. Now, for those of you who are like, well, I need a little bit more, Jess, then you can plant that foot on the ground. But notice how I had to round my spine. So So you can choose to be here, but are you able to stay nice and upright? If you're not able to, leave that foot on the ground. Then your choice, again, long spine and just a hinge forward. It's not about making sure that your head connects to your shin or it's down towards your toe. I want you to feel that opening deep in the glutes. Keeping that core slightly connected and linking through that breath. We have a couple more moments here. You're doing great. And then we're going to do a focus on the back of the hips, but specifically on one leg. And then release the leg that was crossed forward. Here we are right here, okay? Then we're going to grab this other foot and tuck it in. Nice and tall, so get right up on the sit bones if you have to. Move your booty out of the way. I like to do a little crisscross with my hands. Breath in, and then I just lean forward. Did you notice I'm not bringing my forehead to my shin? Because chances are then I have to round my spine. And this takes away from the back of the hips that are probably already really tight. So just think a nice, long, neutral spine. And then we're going to stay here for a couple moments, and then conveniently, this leg is ready so that we can do some twisting on the other side. Staying here for a couple more moments, linking that breath. So with each breath out, are you able to allow yourself to go a little further in that stretch, but still keeping that spine stacked? And then when you're ready, you can release all of that. Let's come to center, scoot that foot in. Perhaps this is where you start. If you're fortunate that you're able to step that foot over, making sure that big toe is able to connect and we still have that neutral arch. Nice stacked spine. Give yourself a little hug. If you'd like, with the breath out, reach the hand to the back and then reopen up that chest, gentle gaze. So like I said earlier, you're going to stay where you need to be while I talk about what's going on. So you should feel a light stretch on the outside of the hips, also in the back of the hips, in the hamstrings. Like I said, sometimes people feel this in their adductors, their inner thigh muscles, and you should also feel some opening in the chest and even potentially through, you ready for it? Your sternocleidomastoid. Try that in a sentence today. We're going to hold that for a couple more moments, and then we're going to release that for figure four. Release that breath. Then bring that leg across. Same thing, if you need to, you can bend that knee, but if you had to round the spine, bring that leg back down. I like to grab the bottom of my foot, keep that foot activated on the bottom, that bottom leg, and nice and tall, and then a little hinge. And then you're going to feel a couple of different muscles that you didn't feel earlier kick in deep inside the hips. Again, linking that breath through the tip of the nose. And with each breath out, are you able to just let yourself deepen that stretch? So on average, we're holding for about 15 to 30 seconds. Great job, everyone. We're about to release this. Then we're going to bring this leg forward and tuck this guy in. So bring this leg forward, tuck this guy into your inner thighs, up on those sit bones. So move if you need to, crisscross applesauce. Breath in to prepare. Notice the foot is still engaged, and then fall as far forward as you can. The goal is not to bring the forehead to the shin. Maybe you're able to, and lucky you if you can. It's about maintaining an open chest, a neutral spine, and feeling a light stretch in the back of the thighs. With each breath, are you able to release a little further into that journey? Then from there, we're going to go into a wide knee, toes together, child's pose, just to open up that spine. And of course, those adductor muscles. And last and final breath, when you're ready, sit up, sweep the legs back. So same thing, my toes are going to come together. Bring my knees as wide as I comfortably can on my mat. I want to have a nice long spine. I want this to be engaged, so we're going to walk our arms as far forward as we can, and the goal is to connect the tip of your nose and the center of your forehead. There's something to be said about connecting the center of your forehead to your mat. It will give you some peace and some tranquility. So when you're ready, come on down. Everything's engaged. Connect the tip of the nose. Move those shoulders a bit just to allow you to open. And breathe. So the tip of the nose and the center of the forehead.
So often in our yoga journey, we talk about this is our third eye. So allowing it to connect will help you bring some peace and some tranquility. We're gonna stay here for a couple more moments, folks. So notice the opening in the inner thighs. Notice that spine. And then when you're ready, you're gonna stay where you are, but I just want you to walk over to one side and just feel that length. Are you able to come and connect the tip of the nose and the forehead? And you're gonna notice, I'm gonna come up just to peek. You're gonna notice a stretch happening through here and all through that lateral side of the body, which of course is going to affect those hips. Staying here for another moment, release the breath, and then slowly make your way over to the other side. This is our last stretch of the day. Those arms are engaged, they're not just resting, I want them engaged. Couple of big deep breaths in, slowly releasing that breath. In 4, 3, 2, come back to center. And then walk the hands in, bring yourself into all fours, round that spine, release one more time, round that spine, and release. Excellent job, everyone. I'm so appreciative that you made time. We'll see you in the next video.